Okay. So Nicole, now you mentioned that you were in your master's program as well as your spouse.
Yes.
Okay. So you all both attend each week and take classes.
Yes.
How many classes are you in?
We are in 2 classes,
Okay.
marketing management and financial management.
Okay. And what day of the week do you go to class?
We go every Saturday. We're at least 3 Saturdays a month.
Okay. And is that a full day or is it half a day or
Full day.
full day of school?
Yes.
Okay. So you're a director.
Mm-hmm.
Your spouse is a director.
Mm-hmm.
And you both are in your master's program going to school all day basically on Saturdays.
Yes.
Okay. And so Sundays, what does Sunday look like?
Sunday, we usually, Sunday is my day to sleep in. It's the only day I have to sleep in, and we usually go to church at noon. But before that, we get up and work out. Corey goes to the grocery store on Sundays, and then Sundays after church, we usually have schoolwork to do. So, like tonight, I have a conference call at 8 p.m. for my group so that we can finalize a project. So, homework.
Okay. So no free time.
No.
No free time for.
I mean, if we don't do homework, we're watching TV or he's watching TV or just kind of laying out. But there's always stuff to be done or stuff to do around the house, like laundry or whatever the case may be.
So it doesn't sound like you guys have much downtime. It sounds like you both are on the go.
Right.
Most days.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
We have to work and we have to finish school.
Okay.
It's a temporary situation.
Right. Right. Which will pay off in the long run.
Correct.
Okay. And so you all go to church on Sundays. So this is something that you enjoy doing together. That is a time where you can spend time
Yes.
together.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And so, how much longer do you have in your school program?
We will graduate December 2011. So a year and a half.
A year and a half. A year and a half left of school.
Mhm.
Okay. And do either one of you volunteer at all?
Yes, we both do. Myself, we're both in different organizations. I am a member of on the board for Lacey Leadership Association, and I have a board meeting once a month. That is during work hours, and probably another additional commitment once a month that is sometimes during work hours and sometimes during the evening.
Okay.
I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and I'm on the executive board. And basically, my involvement or my position on the executive board is corresponding secretary. So I attend 2 meetings a month. One is on a Sunday and one is on a Monday. And I bring the correspondence. So basically, read the mail and make sure that any outgoing correspondence gets taken care of. And that doesn't take too much time. In the time that I have been in school or started school, I cut back because I used to volunteer a lot more with the different programs that the sorority had, but I don't do that. I just attend my 2 meetings a month and go from there. I am in the Coalition of 100 Black Women. We meet every other month and a lot of times on Saturdays, so I don't make those meetings. But I'm on the board, so maybe once every other month for the board meeting, and I co-chair a committee, and myself and the co-chair split the work pretty evenly so that there's less load and we delegate a lot to our committee. So I've definitely with that have cut back a lot of stuff in terms of what I used to do. And can't think of anything else. I used to volunteer at CLD, Center for Leadership Development, but I don't have time to do that anymore, so I didn't do that. Corey, he is involved in 100 Black Men of Indianapolis, and he is the chairperson of our of their event. It's called the Botillion, and so he spends a lot of time volunteering with that particular event, and it takes a big chunk of his time when that event is going on. A lot of Sundays, and as of course being the committee chair, there's lots of meetings and phone conferences and things that he had to do after work, and that just recently wrapped up. And he's starting to plan for next year. He's also involved with the Indianapolis Black Expo, Indiana Black Expo, the Black Business Conference, and he chairs the elected and appointed officials reception. And so usually when the Botillion ends, the work for the elected and appointed officials reception picks up. So he is also involved with that.
Wow. So you all both have a pretty major load, both work, volunteer, school, and I want to commend both of you. You both sound like great people. You sound like great people who have focus, who have a lot going for yourselves, and it sounds like you guys are going in a very positive direction in regards to your volunteer activities in your career.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, with that being said, there has to come stress with so much that you all have. How do you think the stress of it all is affecting your life personally? And I'm not even going to say personally. You've already told me you kind of you're good with handling stress. How is it affecting your marriage, if it is?
I think that the thing that stresses me the most is that when my husband kind of feels as if I'm doing too much, like I'm involved in too much. When you really look at the time commitments that he has and the things that he's involved with, we're equally busy. Okay. But there seems to be a double standard in that I am doing too much and I'm not as focused on home stuff as he is. And that irritates me.
Okay.
There are just as many times that he has not been home because he's had committee meetings or, had to do stuff for his Botillion committee or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of like he wants what he wants when he wants it. If he's at home and that's the day that he wants me there and I have something going on, then that's a good time for him to pick a fight with me about why I'm never home. When the reality, when I break it down and say, okay, I was home last week 4 nights in a row, and I just had 2 days in a row that were busy, but he wanted me to be there that particular day because he had an opening and he was home, then he wants to throw it back at me that I am always the one doing too much, and it's never his schedule. I'm more understanding that he has passions about things that he's involved with, and that takes time for him to be a part of those. And that sometimes, like when he has his Botillion event or whatever things that are going on, I can be there right by his side, or I don't want to lash out at him because that seems unsupportive. If you have taken on the responsibility of being the chairperson of the Botillion and you came and talked to me about it and I said I would support you, then I'm going to support you. I'm not going to throw it back in your face later saying you're not spending enough time at home when I knew at the time that I said I support you that it would involve a commitment.
Okay. And so, since you guys are both equally involved, you do feel that you generally always support your spouse in the things that he's doing. You never ever put up a fight about.
Absolutely. Okay. Every time he's come home late because he's had committee meetings, he's not called because he couldn't make it home or had something going on. He's been gone several days in a week. He's with the Botillion, he was always gone on Sundays for several months in a row. There's a lot of phone conversations that he's on and a lot of texting that he does, and I don't sit there and frown upon it or make a big issue of it in terms of that's time away from me. I know that when I said I'll support you, then that means I'm going to support you, and I'm not going to throw it back in your face.
Okay. Okay.